Okay, so who's a presenter from group 1? 2. So 1 question each.
Yuhyunji, and we mainly discuss about Canadian history, population density, and Canadian flag and Korean town. And we have 2 questions.
About in Koreatown, you said there are about 100,000 Korean people living.
Not in Koreatown, in Canada, total.
Totally. We just wondered how much they teach Korean in Canada.
Outside of Koreatown, you're really not going to see too much, but interesting fact, Korean dramas and K-pop is very popular nowadays. Some of my friends are watching K-dramas right now in Toronto. So the culture is spreading, but like you said, the language, it's not spreading.
Yeah, and in Canadian history, we looked at the flag, and you said that the whites from England and reds from no. Yeah, but England.
Royalty, I think. No, purple's the color of royalty. That's a good question. They want to be different, is my guess. I'm only guessing this from what little I know. If they used blue on it to mix all 3, what's really the difference? They want it to be Canadian. This was 1965. Canada was a fresh country. They want it to be different. So if you put blue on there, like you said, it's going to be too similar.
The lunch in school, there was, next to chicken nuggets, there was rice. So
I think it was mashed potatoes, I guess, but we do eat rice. We do eat rice, but not with every meal. Like in Korea, you have to have your rice, you have to have your soup. We don't eat it with every meal, but we do eat rice. One of our favorite dishes, which we learned from First Nations or Indians, Native Americans, is called wild rice. It's kind of like you cook it in a little bit of sauce and spices with rice. It's good. We have lots of rice. That's it. Okay, thank you.
5 questions, and we'll present 1 question each people.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Question 1. Before 1965, was there a national flag?
There was no national flag. We would just use the British flag. We had ideas for flags. Technically, we became a country in 1945 after World War II. But since 1865, like I showed you, Canada Day, the first one was 1865, we were working like a country. We just weren't officially a country. But our flag, like you said, is 1965. Before that, no, British flag.
Who is $20 in May?
I thought it was the Queen, no? $20 bill was the Queen? Right? I think so. Not a man, it's a woman. She's the Queen. She signs our laws.
Is Canada well known for producing a lot of oil?
Yes and no. We have lots of oil in Alberta. One of the hot issues right now is we're polluting a lot. We have something called tar sands. We're trying to get more oil out of the ground, but it's going to pollute a lot. We want to send our oil from Alberta down into America, down into Mexico. So we do have a lot, but President Obama, he's saying we're polluting too much and he's not letting us make the oil line. We do have a lot of oil.
I wonder how British accent, American accent, and Canadian accent are different.
British accent, number one, when I try to teach you French, you can tell my language is very bad. I can't show you the accents. Canadian accent is very similar to an American one. Some people say we talk slower than Americans. I talk very fast, I'm an exception. But most Canadians I hear talk slower. I can't tell. The British accent, I'm sure. Hugh Grant, television movies, you must have heard Hugh Grant. I hope you heard Hugh Grant, he's a good actor. Tom Cruise is the best way to sound American, I guess. That's the best way.
Discrimination between
different races?
Discrimination between different races. That's a very complicated issue. I cannot give you an easy answer, but for the most part, there's no discrimination. I'm sure you hear in America, for example, these days a lot of the police people are shooting unarmed black people like that. We have some problems like that in Canada, but for the most part, there is no discrimination. For the most part. It's a difficult issue to talk about, sorry. You're welcome.
Is it upside down?
Hello,
Thank you for saying hello.
you have 4 questions. First is, what is the most popular job in Canada?
Most popular what?
Job.
Job. Just like I think any country, lawyer, doctor, investment banker. Probably the most popular, but of course we have different sectors.
Which food Canada usually eat for meal, rice or bread?
Mix. I would say maybe 3 or 4 days we'll eat bread, maybe 2-3 days we'll eat rice. Keep changing. Mix.
There is a school vacation homework in Canada.
Unless you're going to private school, no. I played video games all vacation long.
Last question is, what kind of subjects students in Canada learn?
Same subjects as anywhere, history, math, English of course. But in Canada, the special subject is French. We have to learn French. If you want, your parents can excuse you. Your parents can say, I don't want my son to learn French. But no one does that really. French is the only special subject. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great presentation about Canada. It was very interesting.
Thank you.
During the lecture, you said a lot about something related to maple. What does the maple leaf in the flag mean?
It's the symbol of Canada because we have lots and lots of maple trees all throughout, especially the southern part. When we were making the flag, we wanted to be special, like I said. It was a very important issue for us. We don't want to have stars, that's American. We don't want to have the Union Jack, that's British. The maple was the most original Canadian symbol.
During the speech, you said that Canadian students don't go to academy. Then, do they study by themselves?
Usually, yes, they give us more homework. In Korea, you don't have so much homework from school. My understanding, maybe you do. But we have lots of homework at home. Most students don't go to academy, but actually, when Koreans come to Canada, they go to Kumon, which is it's like an academy. So some students do go to academies, just not most.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have 3 questions, and the first is, which company is most profitable in Canada?
The most what?
Profitable and popular.
Popular, okay. That is an excellent question. If I had to choose one, it would probably be an American company. Most of our jobs have been taken by American companies. I don't really have a good Canadian answer for you. In Korea, you're very nationalistic. You have Samsung, you have Hyundai. You all want Samsung, you want Hyundai. Canadians don't care. I'll buy American usually. Sorry, bad answer.
The second one is, since we have G-Dragon in Korea, who are the popular celebrities in Canada?
My favorite, not really, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, lots of actually comedy actors. These movies are a little old. Maybe you know the names, maybe you don't. Jim Carrey. Who was Austin Powers? Mike Myers. Those are two famous, very funny actors. They're Canadian. Older singer from 1980s. I'm very old, so I like old music. Bryan Adams, great. But Justin Bieber is probably the newest one.
And the last one is, as you said, flag consists of two colors, red and white. And isn't that mean they still have little pressure of the French?
Not a little pressure, we have a lot of pressure from the French. France wants nothing with Canada. We're friends, no problem. But I told you about Quebec. Quebec actually wants to become its own country. They want to separate. To make them happy, that's why we still speak French. We have them on the flag. We're trying to make them happy.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We summarize what you have told us. I'm not sure you all can see this. We have 4 questions to ask you.
I have 2 questions. And first, "Oh Canada" is Canada's national anthem. And I heard Quebec speaks French. Is "Oh Canada" have any French version?
The lyrics are entirely translated into French. When we made it, it's supposed to sound good in French and good in English. I don't speak French, so I can't sing it for you. I'm sorry.
And the second question is, Yukon, are there still more people who are searching for gold?
There's always a crazy person. No one's smart. No one's smart.
What is popular transportation in Canada?
You have to drive. Just like America, you have to drive. You're lucky in Korea. You have a great subway in Seoul, in Busan, in Daegu, in Gwangju. You have great buses in Cheongju. If I take the bus, it takes me a very, very long time. Terrible.
Is there a famous hockey team in Canada?
Of course. Famous, yes. Good, no. Toronto is Maple Leafs. I think Quebec, Montreal, they have the Canadiens. They say it with an accent. I can't say it. Those are the 2 famous ones. Yes, I think. They're not famous. They're not famous. Thank you. You're welcome.
I heard that Canada has 2 languages and like 2 cultures. So, which are from UK and France. So, isn't there any trouble?
Like I told you, Quebec wants to make its own country. They want to separate. Actually, very recently, 1990, I want to say 91, 92, or 93, one of those dates, there was actually a vote. If Quebec won, they would be a separate country. But they lost, so they have to stay with us. In the 1970s, there were lots of Quebec terrorists. They wanted to make a new country, so they would do bombings. So it was a serious issue. Now it's not a serious issue. They talk, but no violence.
What I think, I want to ask some questions, but it's a little bit similar with her.
Go ahead.
Okay. In Korea, there is invisible troubles because of differences between Gyeongsang province and Jeolla provinces. Then there is any troubles in Canada?
Actually, I'm interested in this because I don't know about this. Why is there trouble? Why?
Because of the
Competition.
from long ago there was
Sorry.
mountains between Gyeongsang province and Jeolla province. They separated, and they have own culture and different language styles, so they become a little bit different.
So they want the land?
Yeah.
Like I already said, France and not France, Quebec and British Canada has a problem. Similar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are we done? I think we're done.
Military is very, very awesome. Our number is very small. Our technology is very bad, but our training is very good. World War I, the British run. The Australians run. We never run. The Germans are afraid of us the most. World War II, D-Day. I'm a history major, so I love this. This is me very, very happy. So at D-Day, we took Juno Beach, which was one of the most difficult beaches. Very recently, 2001, Afghanistan, we took Kandahar province, the most difficult province. We have war games. United States and Canada, we practice together. We win a lot. So, but our technology is very bad. Our guns are terrible. Our tanks are terrible. Our helicopters crash. But our training is very good. Thank you. Anything else?
I think this is all we have today.
Thank you. You're actually my last class. I'm going back to Canada, so thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Ammar Quill. Please give Kill or Quill? Aquil. Okay, so please give a big applause to him. 오늘 찍은 행사 사진들은 사단법인 충북국제협력단 홈페이지에 가면 여러분들 사진들 있을 테니까 사진들 뭐 필요하시거나 기록에 남기고 싶은 분들은 거기서 찾아보시길 바랍니다. 그리고 아까 말씀드렸듯이 자원봉사 포털 사이트 가입 안 된 학생들은 가입한 다음에 아까 제가 알려준 제 전화번호로 그 문자를 보내주시면 자원봉사 시간을 받을 수 있을 것 같습니다. 다음 강연은